Can you, a team of one, produce amazing films that are delivered on time and budget every single time? Absolutely! That is, if you follow the golden rules for team of one filmmaking.
Hey there, Justin and Ray again from Story and Heart. As we shared in the previous Team of One filmmaking tutorial, we've been on hundreds of one-man band shoots, ranging in scope and budget from tiny to large.
While each shoot posed its own set of difficulties, by following 3 simple rules, we were able to deliver amazing films that were on time, on budget, and on point, consistently wowing our clients. And keep in mind, this was all done by our lonesome. We refer to these rules as the golden rules for team of one filmmaking.
Before we get into what each of these rules are, there's one big thing we want to share. You are going to hear us talking about these golden rules a lot over the entirety of this Team of One filmmaking course. And for good reason. They play an instrumental role in the process of delivering an amazing film as a solo filmmaker.
While they may appear simple at first, quite honestly, you are going to be challenged time and time again to deviate from these rules. Our aim in bringing them up throughout the course is to prevent that from happening and to keep you focused on the end goal of wowing your clients and meeting every expectation as it relates to your timelines and budgets. Now, let's dive into the rules.
Golden rule number 1, a successful team of one is about being as efficient as possible. Your time as a solo filmmaker is very limited, especially if you're doing this or you want to do this as a career. Let's walk through an example of just how limited time is. In a given year, there are 365 days and 52 weeks. In each week, you want to take 2 days off to rest, spend time with family, etc. So of those 365 total days available, you have 261 possible work days. Now, let's assume you want to take a modest vacation, say 2 weeks over the course of a year. That leaves you with 247 possible work days. But you're human, and you get sick, your kids get sick, someone gets sick, and you can't go to work. Let's assume that's another 2 weeks over the course of the year. Now you're at 233 potential days you could be working. Let's look at how that breaks down based on how long each project requires to complete.
If each one of your client projects take 14 days to complete, you could finish 16.6 projects a year. If each project takes 7 days to complete, you could finish 33.2 a year. If each project takes 5 days to complete, you could finish 46.6 a year. If each project takes 4 days to complete, you could finish 58.25 a year. The difference between spending 14 days versus 4 days on a project is 41.65 potential projects. That's a big difference on the bottom line.
Now, there are a lot of things that weren't accounted for, such as sales, time lost by clients choosing another production company, and so on. The chances of being able to deliver 58 projects a year as a solo filmmaker is pretty darn slim, as you're going to have a lot of time taken away just from running your business, which means efficiency is super duper important. Who used the word duper?
As a team of one, you need to optimize as much as you can for efficiency, and not just the business side, but the creative side as well. That means looking at every decision you encounter and challenging yourself to decide which is the most efficient option. Spending too much time going back and forth with clients, setting up a meeting time? Try paying $8 a month and use Calendly instead. $8 a month versus constant back and forth with concentration derailment. It's definitely more efficient.
Wondering if you should throw your gimbal in your car just so you have it on set in case something comes up? Say no. Bring only the equipment called for by your story that's on your gear list and nothing more. As we mentioned at the beginning of this lesson, this is no easy feat. Paying extra money up front or saying no are always difficult decisions. But if you want to deliver amazing films by yourself and do it in a sustainable and profitable way, you gotta be efficient.
Ready for golden rule number 2? Okay then. A successful team of one sets and sticks to proper expectations for both themselves and their clients. The difference between a happy client and a not so happy client rarely has anything to do with the final film. What it has to do with, almost always, is the expectations that were set and whether or not they were met.
Same goes with you, the filmmaker. The expectations you set for yourself determine just how happy you are with your final product. Case in point, if you're going on a vacation and you bring just one camera and one lens, the chances are the final film you make isn't going to compare with whatever you'd make with time for proper pre-production and gear that matches your story. But regardless of that, you're still going to be super happy with your vacation film.
Now flip that on its head. If you're on your next paid shoot and all you could bring was the same single camera and lens, you probably aren't going to be too happy with that final film. The difference wasn't gear or talent, it was expectations. By setting the right expectations and meeting them, not only will you be far happier with your work, but your clients will love you and the films you make for them.
Truth be told, this is much harder to practice than it is to preach, but it's a must and why it's our second golden rule of Team of One filmmaking. To start, let's look at setting expectations with your clients. Much of this happens in all of your formal documents, whether that's your creative brief or a statement of work. This is where you have the opportunity to walk clients through your process and agree on how things are going to progress in each step. For example, how many shoot days will there be? How long until they see version 1 of the edit? How many revisions will they get? And what actually constitutes a revision? What are they responsible for financially above and beyond the statement of work? And so on. The goal here isn't to present 300 pages of terms and fine print your clients need to agree to, but it is to establish a clear picture for what determines a successful project. And for that, it's as much about creating an awesome film as it is about meeting and hopefully exceeding all other expectations like budget or timelines. As it relates to your own expectations, here's the thing. Motivation, and particularly staying motivated, is a funny thing. As a team of one, you absolutely need to stay motivated, as no one else is going to keep pushing you to keep going. And the big way to keep trucking on is to set realistic expectations for yourself. Trucking on? Who wrote that?
Let's hop back to the vacation film example. You were happy with your film because you had set a proper expectation. It wasn't that you were okay if it sucked, but rather, your expectation was based on practical limitations. You couldn't bring your full kit with you on this trip, nor could you do any pre-production. You simply had to make the best of the situation. And as a result, you were happy with the results and likely would do it again on your next vacation. Only next time, probably a little better.
Well, that's exactly what needs to happen as it relates to your team of one filmmaking. You need to set realistic creative expectations for yourself, meet them, and then raise them slightly the next time. Remember, you're a team of one. You do not have a dozen people on set helping bring your vision to life. All you've got is yourself. And you know what? That's perfectly fine for creating amazing films.
In 2001, when I thought I was going to make vodka, just out of the blue, didn't want to drink yuppie vodka during a recession.
Golden rule number 3. A successful team of one project is made in pre-production.
If you want to stay efficient and meet expectations as a team of one, you simply do not have the team power to find it on set or in post, as the saying goes. Our last golden rule is key and a tough lesson for many that are just getting started with filmmaking. To say the same thing in a different way, our third golden rule goes like this. The fewer the team members, the more pre-production that has to be done. That's not to say pre-production isn't important in every film, as it's super important. But it's incredibly super important with small teams, and even more important if all you've got is yourself.
From pre-interviewing to location scouting with the mindset of a DP, there are a number of techniques that you can employ to be successful at pre-production. Yeah, that often means the ratio of time spent before you press record is double or more than the time spent on set and in post. The result is a project that goes off without a hitch, with no surprises, and a story that's 100% on point. Most importantly, you'll make your clients overwhelmingly happy. And this is where we're going to get started with our Team of One filmmaking course, in the land of pre-production. First up, we're going to help you build a repeatable process, a workflow that will set you and each of your projects up for success.
To recap, our 3 golden rules are, number 1, be efficient as possible. Find any and every opportunity to make every aspect of your process and business streamlined. Number 2, set proper expectations for your clients and yourself. Spend time upfront with your clients to communicate your process so that there are no potential areas of conflict. And do the same for yourself. And golden rule number 3, pre-production is vital for solo filmmakers. Do not leave anything up to chance. Prepare ahead of time so you know your story in and out before you arrive on set.
And so there you have it, our 3 golden rules for a team of one. If you're as efficient as possible while setting the right expectations, and if you're spending enough time in pre-production, then you're all dialed in. you'll be delivering films that will wow your clients, yourself, and be delivered on time and on budget. And that's a win-win-win-win situation.